Well, obviously we haven't started practice yet, so there's still a lot of questions to be answered. But we have 51 freshmen coming in as opposed to 13 seniors, so we know we're young and we're excited about the youth and the talent they're bringing. But it's also a little bit of a concern of the staff of how soon they can grow and get ready for the college game. There's a lot of question marks, but I think tomorrow, once we get on the field and kids is flying around a little bit, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Right. I know at the Mountain East Conference Media Day you talked a lot about the aspect of team. So how are you going to get that in effect, and how do you think the players are going to react to that starting on tomorrow?
Well, it's been one of our goals since day one. So the guys that are here have fought through the things that we had to fight through last year. I can kind of count on those guys as understanding what we want as far as team goes. So I don't know I have to do a whole lot with the team. I think that they're pretty well on board, at least the returning guys that were here. But again, with youth comes challenges, and when you talk about buying in and doing team stuff, that's one of them.
Right. So in terms of leaders, what kind of upperclassmen do you think will step up and lead these young guys?
What kind of upperclassmen?
Or which upperclassmen?
Oh, well, again, we're not really focused on pinpointing the individuals, but we have some upperclassmen on the offensive line. We bring back 5 starters, so obviously we count on them as being leaders. And guys that have been here and been through some hard times, that fought through it and have lasted through the last 4 years. So any of those seniors that are here that have been here over time, they deserve to get respect, and they've earned everything they've gotten. So I think it's really up to them whether they're going to be leaders or not.
Right. And so last year, your first year, you finished 3-7. How do you make strides and get over that hump a little bit and take things to the next level, you think?
Well, I think we're just going to stick to what we believe, and we have a plan. It's the same plan we had when we got here, and we're going to focus on one day at a time and working on ourselves and not really worrying about what other people do. We're kind of our mindset is to take care of what we can control, and that's usually us. So right now it's just getting better, one day at a time, little things, and we're hoping that over time that adds up. And with youth and some seniors there together, hopefully we can find a gel and we can get things rolling.
Right. So in terms of a Division II program, what goes into that first week of practice?
A lot of introduction, a lot of your basic stuff. I mean, as far as schematics is probably as basic as you get, and probably some conditionings that you usually don't have your guys here over the summer, and that's really just about it for us. I'm sure it varies from place to place, but usually that first week is getting your young guys used to what you expect and practice tempo and all kinds of things that go into how to perform and how to practice and attitudes, and all the basics usually is what lasts the first week.
Right. So what kind of things can you learn during that first week from your players?
Well, through the whole recruiting process, obviously you recruit kids because you think their potential is there and you think that they can perform at the high level, but until you really get them here on the field and you see them run around against competition on the field, you don't know for sure. So you learn a lot in the first few days, especially with the freshmen. And hopefully you learn a lot about their personality off the field, because there are some long hours through the first week of camp, and there's a lot of mental challenges as far as learning stuff and picking up things that our upperclassmen do by routine. So you learn a lot early on, especially from your freshmen.
Oh, this season is going to be awesome. We got a lot of great players coming back, and coaches did a phenomenal job recruiting a lot of great players. So we're pretty excited about this year. We have a lot of great talent, a lot of great speed, so as a team, we really feel great about this season.
Right, and you mentioned the word team. I mean, just through talking to Coach Woodman the past couple of days, he's trying not to pinpoint one or two certain players, but focus on the aspect of team. So how do you think you guys can accomplish that week one, to come in and throw all personal accomplishments aside and just focus on being a team?
The only way we could do that is not think about what we did in the past few years as Fairmont State. We got to think about one game and one game only. And if we take it like Coach always say, if we take it one game at a time, we'll be very great. If we just focus on one solution, which is playing Notre Dame as our first game, we'll be fine.
Right. And he mentioned too the fact that he set big expectations for you guys, and the goals haven't changed from last year to this year. With you being a sophomore this year, how have you seen the team change from the beginning of last year to the end to now?
More hunger. More the players are more hungry to win. We had a lot of guys here that didn't want to be here, and now we got players that actually want to win and want to sacrifice for the team and for players on the field. So it's going to be pretty good this year.